Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another episode of CyberCraft. In the last episode, we built up this bamboo farm and we finished off the insides of our fireworks shop. Now that the lighthouse shop is complete on the inside and a little bit more on the outside, what is next? I've been thinking in between episodes, and obviously for the Cyberpunk city, we are going to need a lot of resources. Hence why I'm putting it off so long. It's too many resources just for one big build. That requires concrete, and the concrete color is grey, so I need an ink farm for that, but we aren't going to be building that in today's episode. In today's episode, we are going to be building up a blaze farm and a purple farm to build all of the end rods that we need for, as you can see behind me, the sugarcane farm and the bamboo farm designs. We need a lot of them, and also we want a lot of XP from the blaze farm. So I think a great way to start is to go and work in the blaze farm. But before we do any of that, in the last episode there was a issue with this iron farm. When I first built it, mobs stayed captivated inside the middle. However, during the construction of the bamboo farm, I'm not sure when this farm decided to break, but iron golems have been spawning on the outside, and I'm unsure of why. When I was just doing a bit of observing, cats are actually spawning on this outer lip, and although it's a design choice to have it like this, I think we're going to need to spawn proof it. So the first thing that I'm going to go and do, and it's a pain and it upsets me, is find some leaves to put along that top edge to try and prevent the mobs from spawning. Because as you can see, the cat has arrived. We can't have that, so I want to go and spawn proof it. Okay, and now that we've gone and got up a ton of leaves, as you can see, as we now have another iron golem out, this is why we need to get this problem resolved pretty quickly, because I don't want iron golems continuously spawning. It's annoying. Now that he's been taken care of, we are now going to climb this ladder to jump over to here. And we're going to go and just place a row of leaves all the way around the outside. And just with that last one placed, we now should have no more iron golems spawning. We will see though. I'm not sure why it would be happening like that though. Why would they be spawning out of their area? But if they do, it'll be probably the floor or just a change they made with iron golems, which would mean possibly adding an extra lip to the side of the farm to force them back into the center, which would be annoying. It'll be a pain, but if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen. However, the issue came about when I added this box. This box houses the redstone that is needed to accidentally hit a dolphin. Get out the water, get out the water. There we go. But the issues come about when I was dealing with the actual collection system to bring all of the iron into this main line here, because as everything is now running through the lines, the water travel lines, my steak is going to get burnt. I don't want that to be burnt. I need that. But as I created up the water lines, the goal of them was to just transport as many items as possible into the storage room. Obviously, Bedrock Edition, we have issues with loading of chunks, so we'll see what happens on that end, but I don't think we should have issues. I am going to go and put these torches back if I can. No, I cannot. I need to find a way to light this farm up, but for now I'll just put them up along this edge here, just add a bit of light. But I think that should be the problem now resolved. I am going to go and clear away those slabs to clear the area up, and we will just monitor the situation and see if they continue to spawn again. If they do, it's going to have to be mobs proof the floor, which is going to not be a fun job to do. I was thinking also between episodes on like the villager food farm to go here. At this current stage, I still don't have a design that works. So for now, I'm going to put that on the back burner, and we're probably just going to build the chorus fruit farm over to the side of the iron farm, as it'll be nice and neatly out of the way of everything else that will be built here. So obviously, I've also got another unfinished project, the small tall flower dye farm. This farm is possible to complete. It all depends if I can get slime, which means infesting animals to turn into slimes, which I don't have infest pots yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and collect up a bunch of blocks. We're going to use red concrete for this build. And the reason being why I'm using up red concrete for the blaze farm is because I actually have an abundance of it, and I want this farm to look half decent, so we're going to use that. I think I'm going to mix it with some stone bricks. I think that would look cool. Otherwise, I think for now we'll just get ready to build up the trident killer. So we have our redstone shulker here. We do not have any observers or pistons for the trident killer. We have got tridents. We have got wood. But I think our other bottleneck, yet again, we have a bit there, is cobblestone. Because I never have enough. So I think, oh no, we have plenty of cobblestone, never mind. But I'm going to go and gather up a load of resources, get them into my redstone shulker boxes and everything else. And then I will get back to you when all of that is gathered. Okay, so after just having a small think by myself here, I think that would also be wise to go and grab a load of fire resistance, as I am going to be working alongside Blaze in their live environment. Now that we've got everything that we need, we can now head over to the fortress to go and start building up this farm without being killed by gas. But first, I would like to go and grab some crimson wood, on the basis of I have none for warped signs. That's all we're gonna need. Now we will make our way over to the fortress to go and begin building up this farm. Okay, now that we're over here at the fortress, we do have a few options. We have that one, which is a bit overexposed in my opinion. Oh, that was bad. Oh boy. Not off to the greatest of starts. Anyway, we're here. 2 hearts. A bit disorganized, so let's organize ourselves up a little bit more. I was not expecting that. We're going to stick with flight duration 1. We're going to keep food on us. I didn't have any blocks then. That was a huge mistake. Not having like temporary blocks to make sure that I could heal. And we've now reached it to the spawner. Okay. Retreat, retreat, retreat. I didn't have anything ready. Okay. Should be fine. Now we can start the project. But what I'm going to do is just to ensure that I don't get too ambushed here, is we are going to block this entire part off. from any mobs from coming. So now we have the room, which we are able to work in. Sweet. So we want... right here is going to be our 4x4. That goes all the way down to the bottom for the Trident Killer. So we want that to be fairly deep, and we want this room to be a good few blocks deep for this farm to work quite efficiently. And we are going to keep this room probably about this size. And the only thing that we're going to have to go and run and grab is the lava. So we want, off of this, 1, 2, 3 blocks wide back around each of the corners. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So this should be a pretty decent size, but I'm going to make sure they're all even. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will go 5, so we'll extend these an extra 2 blocks back, just to ensure that we have enough space. And now we will just clear this room out, which I'm going to show you in a very quick dig montage. So let's go. Man, that is frustrating. I was muted. Man, I literally just went to go and grab some lava and just died. Ugh, withered away as well. That's the worst way to go. Got hit. Trying to deal with a blaze, got hit by a flipping wither skeleton. Might see if I can fly around to it. It's probably going to be easier. Fly around. Ugh. Okay, that was not fun. But I can definitely fly around to it. Oh, there goes 51 levels. And I'm on half a heart. Swimming. I'm gonna just see, does that lava make it over to the edge where I want it to go? That one's perfect. Now we're just gonna make the red box of death and try and not flipping drown in lava, because we have 4 minutes. So if I didn't put that extra time on, this would have ran out by now. So the room is the correct spacing of width, so we can now begin the walls and this floor conversion. Although you'll never see this floor, I'm going to, well, we'll start with the walls. And now, just like that, the farm is now built. Man, that took forever. Is it efficient? Probably not. Could it be better? Probably. But for now, we're just going to block this up and we're never going to look at it again. But why do I want a blaze farm? Well, obviously we need lots of end rods. So I'm trying out with the killing chambers. If it works, then swimming. If it doesn't, then we'll think of something else. But basically all we want is just loads of literally blaze rods. I have no idea how it's going up there. Probably not well. But we can certainly go and have a quick look. And I have no idea if this is going to work, because this is custom designed. Sneaky suspicion we got a bottleneck. Why isn't it working? And this will be good for later on, because we are going to go and add lighting onto this farm so that we can obviously activate it and deactivate it. Okay. And we'll just go and clear out this last corner. I did die a few times building this farm, which is a bit frustrating, but it's no biggie. The main thing that we get from this farm is the blaze rods themselves. I've just done the one thing that I didn't want to do. Flipping got rid of the lava source. Oh my god. This farm has been such a pain to produce, and all I do want is it just to work. But with all of the waviness of this, I think we're fine now. So we'll go downstairs and we will just see. If it needs to be a manual farm, I can always change it to be that. But for now, we'll see if the 2x2 killing chambers work. And I feel like it is. There's our first death. And we have now got blaze rods coming in. Perfect. So this is our AFK point, which we can now go and put our armor back on and our stuff. And I am very happy with that. We now have a amazing little AFK spot to gather tons of XP fairly quickly. So now with this farm done, let's go and get the chorus fruit farm built. Okay, so now that we have done the blaze farm, now we are going to prep for the chorus fruit farm. But first, what I would love to do is get a few blocks of leaves down on this floor. I know it's going to look awful for the time being, but there's a good reason behind it. Number one, I'm fed up of flipping iron golems continuously spawning outside the farm. And number two is I want to just ensure that I'm just getting all the iron. Okay, now that we have some leaves, the first thing that we are going to be doing is removing these torches right here. And we're just going to go and place some along this wall, just so that we have some sort of light here. And we are literally just going to go and break all of these to try and prevent any more iron golems from being able to spawn. Okay, now with that done, we should stop seeing any more iron golems from spawning on that side. That does mean we are going to need to slab the entire foundation when we begin to get all of the proper walkways in place. But for now, we need to figure out where we are going to build this chorus fruit farm. And I think we are going to build it off to the side of... Well, we could do it back here. I think back here would be good. So we gave ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6 is where we would begin the edging of the entire farm, which we're going to need a lot of coal for. But for now, I think we just need to slab the floor with a ton of cobble, which is the one resource that I don't have an entire large amount of at this current time. Pretty much a little bit of space. It's not going to be the biggest amount of space available, but we don't really need a really big farm for this. We just literally need it to come to this line here, and then this is our wall, which will have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block walkway in between the main storage room and the farm itself. So it's going to be more of a long farm than it is going to be a short farm. We're just going to go and build this out to this corner just to give us a little bit of a foundation to work from. So we still want that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block gap, and then this is where the farm is going to be settled, all in here. So looking at it, it's more of a slim farm. It's not really a big one because we are just getting the chorus fruit and we only need a few flowers. We don't need the biggest farm for this. We just need enough to produce enough chorus fruit within the center of it. So I'm very, very happy with this. And the reason for the 5 block gaps between each of the builds is just to pretty much add a little bit of alignment when it comes to building. In hindsight, I probably should just line it up with this one, but then that'll make this farm really, really small. So I'm just going to build it this size. Okay, now with the floor built for this farm, we now want to go and grab ourselves a ton of magenta dye. Luckily for me, although we still need pistons for it, I have gone and picked up a bunch of flowers when I had the farm active. We're still building this, and I'm still trying to figure out the fun design and activation systems for this, but we have loads of dye, which is what we want for this farm. So we're going to have all of our pinks and purples for this farm, which is actually really, really nice to have when it comes to concrete. However, I now think we don't have enough stuff for concrete because I've been the donut, as it may be, and have turned the majority of it into different colors of concrete. So like all the red concrete I've used a lot for, but we can't dwindle on that too much. We have plenty of sand, as we do need to just get a bit of magenta and a bit of pink. The majority of this farm is going to be made out of the magenta concrete with the outside edging, which is what we've done with this one, is going to be pink. I like doing dark and then light, and then like for additional farms we switch it around, and this one would seem to make more sense and it would look pretty good. So we want to align the corners 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And obviously we have this wall line here, so we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is literally the space we have to work with internally for the farm. So it's going to be a pretty slimline farm, and we'll probably only be able to get like 3 or 4 pieces of chorus flowers in here, which I don't mind really because of how often this farm will be used. It's pretty manual, and although bigger is normally better, in this case it's actually the other way around. In this case, smaller is going to be better for us, as that's going to require less redstone resources, but it's also going to require less time needed at the farm when it comes to the final building of it, because oh, I am actually, that's not right. Okay, so I ran into a little bit of an issue. This isn't going to be big enough, and I don't have enough resources at this current time to build the platform out. any more than it is now. So I'm going to have to now go and spend a little bit of time grabbing a ton of cobblestone because I don't have the resources to build any of this up quite yet. As it is currently Thursday, this video comes out on Saturday because of just how time constraints have gone. It happens, it's not ideal, but it needs to happen, unfortunately. So we are going to go back to the train station project, and we're going to go and mine out another massive section of the train station area because we need cobblestone pretty pronto. Something else that I am definitely also going to start doing is actually setting up infrastructure over here ready for the main base, and that's going to require honestly a load of concrete as well, because we're going to begin making the bridge for the main build structure. So we're moving along, it's just slow progress, and everything that we need to do is on a very tight time constraint. So I'm going to go and grab up a load of cobblestone here, and then I will get right back to you. Okay, so off camera I have actually gone and ended up putting a load of cobblestone onto the floor to just fill in the area so I have a place to work. I was thinking over last night, how could I do this? And I think I'm just going to mirror this building over to here, but not as tall, just to add a little bit of extra depth to the build. Although I wanted to put my villager farm here, I think we may just put it over to the other side of this, just so it's out of the way for starters, and then that will make my life way easier. I was wondering why that was sat there. Anyway, so I think we're going to move it from back here because I think I could potentially get a villager food farm that goes in this gap. Otherwise, I will find something that will go back here, probably another super smelter or something later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and take all of this out of here, and we're going to just mirror the farms over one another. As this farm's going to require water to set all of the chorus fruit down into the main pipe channel, which we are going to pipe up the back here and over or off to the side here, depending on which one's closer and which one's easier to do. I think that's going to be the plan. Otherwise, I'll just pipe it underneath and I'll bring it up into this water line over here just to neaten all this up a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab our concrete, which I should have somewhere. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our concrete from in here, and we're just going to go and get the foundation and that in. We're not looking for like everything to be done. We're just basically going to build up a simple enclosure for this farm to go into so that we have something just to work off of, and we're going to build it out to the back of this farm here so that we don't overextend anything else. So let's just get all the corners in place, and then we know where we are working from. Okay, and what I'm going to instantly say is that this is a much better place for it. It looks a lot better here, and we can always put something a lot longer, or even have this farm come back a lot more. But just due to the size of it, I think it'll be fine. Because just alone, this farm is only 17 blocks back, and this one is only 19 blocks back. So we are only 2 blocks longer on the back than this one, which is fine. We need the little bit extra room in this farm anyway, but it's going to look amazing. And now that I think about it, I think it would make more sense to take all of the profits from this one and just pipe it out into this main upwards pipe, so then we don't have to have another pipe going across here obstructing this building's view. As yes, we could go off the side here and straight into the water lines, However, then I feel like that would just cause more issues, and with symmetry reasons, it would just look a bit weird. We can't go that way due to the iron farm, and we can't go that way because it will interfere with the storage too much. So this is what we're going to do. And I think for this episode, just because of time constraints and everything, and just due to how long this episode is already getting for you, I'm going to just go and show you in small parts on what I'm doing to build up this part of the farm. As this farm unfortunately has to be semi-automatic, so it's not a complete and utter build that will be finished and it will just do its own thing. This is a manual farm, so there does have to be some cords in that which need to be placed on one of the walls. I may even include some glass along some of the sides just to add a little bit more to this build. Okay, so for this farm, we are just going to start off with a box, which is fine. Something that I do want to test though is that if I placed concrete, it does drop down by a block, which is a little bit annoying, but is to be expected just due to the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this entire floor down by one, so that we can put concrete along it, but it's because we're going to put all of the end stone down here for the build to sit on, and we want a nice floor. Now that floor built, that looks really, really good. Now we just want some water to go and fill it in to full-on concrete. After careful consideration, I do think that it would be best to have a way of getting all of the chorus fruit out of the build in one continuous way. One way that I have thought of doing that is with dispensers, because we do need to get the entire build cleared of any chorus fruit once we've got all the flowers. So I think all the way around the edge, like on this line here, I think it would be best to put dispensers with a line of redstone over the top of them, drag that out to about here, and then obviously combine it with the other one. We are looking at like the center line there being our main drainage point, and that's just for one side. If we did it 8 blocks this side, the water would only get to there, and then this would be our center, which is actually the center of the build. Okay, so what we could do is we could have it go dispense water from this edge, which will bring it to here. But obviously, this is accounting for the water actually going on this block. So we would need to stop that from overspilling by, we could piston these ones up on either side, but that's going to be a pretty expensive way to do it. So we're going to come up here, we're going to place it there. We're literally just going to build ourselves a little channel, place ourselves in a water bucket, and use a lever. It goes one more than it would otherwise. Okay, so really we need the water to dispense directly down on itself. This will only travel the distance that we initially planned. Okay, so we are going to be bringing all the items into this line here. But then we run into another issue, which is going to be all of the pistons. So dispensers aren't a big issue. We can always just hook up a redstone line, run it across the wall, and keep it quite increst into the design here. And we'll just use a button method for that. Which means, obviously, we're going to be dragging how many pieces of chorus fruit? Chorus fruit plants are we going to be planting? Ah, there's our chorus flowers. Okay. So we only have 6, which is fine. and this farm isn't going to be finished until the next episode or a little bit after. For now, we just want it pretty manual. So for every pink, we want a endstone in the center of it, apart from the center one. So we are only getting a total of exactly 6, which is as many as I have at this current time. Chorus flowers, which is perfect. And that's going to work really, really nicely, as that's going to give me everything that I need for the rest of the season, as what we need for blaze rods are the actual like chorus fruit themselves to turn into blaze rods. So we'll just let these be. We'll see if they escape the confinements of this between episodes, as we're not really needing any of the chorus fruit right this minute. But we're going to get ready for the biggest project that I'm planning to start with on this world. In a few weeks' time, I'm going to be making my way back over to here. And we're going to start by setting down the foundations for this entire build when I've got a little plan for it. One of my plans right now, within the next few episodes, is to build the bridge that connects this island to the mainland, as we're going to have a Cyberpunk city wrapping around this front shoreline, saying goodbye to my starter house. But that's in the distant future. Right now, I've got plans to have this base 150 blocks tall, which is quite a ways up, and it's a massive tower, but I'm still unsure on like how I'm going to build it. So that's still a massive design work, and I know it's going to require tons of frog lights. At this current stage, I'm unsure exactly how else I'm going to do it. Also, what you didn't see when I was grabbing all that cobblestone is the progress that I am making on the subway. The subway is going to be a season-long length project. It's not going to be anything, it's not a small task. We are going like 2,000 blocks out, but I've cleared a pretty substantial amount of this area out now. I've filled in this floor, so I'm now starting to just chip away at a lot of the resources. And you can already see it how far I've already gone when I was just randomly digging out a lot of cobblestone, as that's what I needed. We've already done all this length of tunnel pretty much just from a few blocks, and we're now down at this end here. So we are clearing a pretty substantial amount out, but I think what we're going to do is, especially on like streams, especially when I get back into streaming later on this year, when I've got a lot more free time on my hands, I'm going to do a lot of streams like just digging this thing out to start getting ready for the big projects that I have planned. Just due to time constraints and everything that I have between episodes with all the big plans and my busy daily life, it is quite hard to like try and get onto the server whenever I can. But I am doing my best, and I'm very, very grateful for all the patience that you lot have for the series in general. I know that I am pretty much a one-man band at this current time, doing all this just due to the lack of infrastructure. I know that there's not a lot of infrastructure on the server, which is why this is taking so long to do. At the minute, currently in the shopping district, we have a spruce wood shop, a golden carrot shop, fireworks, iron, and a wool shop. And I'm just extremely sorry for how much time I am spending over in that industrial district at the minute. I know I could be building up my mega base, my Cyberpunk city, but at the minute, just due to time constraints, I just don't have time. The Cyberpunk city requires days at a time and hundreds of hours to put together. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of block palettes that I still need to figure out on how to build this. The whole reason why the Cyberpunk base came about for me is because I have been in Cyberpunk 2077 recently, and I really enjoy it. It's why I've decided to set my base design off of it. It's because I'm really into it at the minute. Thank you so much for watching. I know that we've been in the Industrial District yet again, but it's to build up everything that we're going to need for this massive project right here. Thank you so much for all your constant support. I really appreciate it. I know stuff is slow going due to time constraints, but give it a few more months and then we'll be off to the races. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.